Welcome everyone. My name is Colleen. I'm with Shine On Yoga. I have Sam here assisting and Fritz. They're here just for right now. They're probably going to wander off before the yoga practice, but you may see them come in and out today. And today for class, I have a really great, it's a morning practice. I know that when I'm recording this and when I'm going live, it is the afternoon. Yes, it's afternoon, it's not morning. But this practice can really be done at any time. You will leave the mat feeling a lot more rejuvenated and refreshed. We're going to start out low and slow to the ground and then work our way up, building up a little bit of heat. But don't worry, this is a completely beginner-friendly practice, and we'll walk through it slow at first, and then we'll pick up the pace as we move on. So if you'd like to join me for practice today and you'd like to use some props, some that I recommend are blocks, bolsters, blankets. If you don't have any of those things, don't worry. I'll give you some modifications as we go through, and I won't really be using too many props myself. But if you'd like to, you can grab them. And once these two quit fighting and move off my mat, hey, come on. Go on. Thank you. Go on. Thank you. They'll probably come back. We'll see. All right, we are going to start out on the mat, on the ground, lying on our backs. So again, this is a kind of morning practice, but again, we're just going to set our pins. So go ahead and come down to your back. Snuggle those shoulder blades underneath your heart space. And then with our feet on the mat, we're going to walk them to either edge of our yoga mat and then just let the knees fall together. So that way your legs are just resting on each other. Now your hands can be on your body. They can be resting at your side, just wherever it feels good to you today. If it feels safe, you can even close down your eyes, or if not, just soften your gaze. And we're going to take a moment here to take some nice, big, deep inhales and exhales and just drop the rest of the day or your to-do list for later on. And we're just going to breathe here for a minute. Nice big full inhales. Long full exhales, just making sure to exhale any stale air left in the lungs. All right, when you're ready, we'll take one more big exhale, or inhale, sorry. And then exhale, let it go. If your eyes are closed, you can slowly blink them open. We're going to walk our feet back in line with our hips. Go ahead and stretch that left leg out long and away. We're going to bring our right knee in towards the center of our chest. And then when you're ready, we're going to cross the midline with that leg, with that right leg coming into a little twist. You can let your right arm come out to the side just for some stability and support. We're just going to feel a little twist in the lower back. Keep breathing here. When you're ready, we'll return back to center. We'll switch our legs, so go ahead and extend that right leg out long and away. We're going to give that left leg a little hug in towards center. Take some nice big inhales and exhales here. And then when you feel ready, we'll cross that midline again, bringing that left leg over towards the right. Extend that left arm out so that way you have a little bit more stability. Again, you're going to feel that stretch in this lower part of your spine. And just breathe here. Right, when you're ready, again, we'll return back to our center point. Go ahead and make sure both feet are placed firmly on the mat, knees bent. Snuggle those shoulder blades back underneath your heart space. And then when you're ready, we're going to press through the heels, slowly roll up through the spine as we lift our glutes up, coming into a bridge pose. Now, bridge may not be for everyone. If you have a block or something that you can bring the ground up to you, you can always place that at your sacrum. So that's going to be right kind of above the booty and at the very base of the spine. So then you can come into a reclined bridge pose if that is more in alignment with you today. Otherwise, we're going to lift those glutes up, really press through the heels, and then we're going to bring our chest to our chin, and then lift your chin to the sky, extending the back of your neck. Hands are just going to be on the mat. Take some nice big breaths here. Just turning on the back of the thighs. Turning on our glute muscles. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, slowly roll back down through the spine until it's back in contact with the mat. Right, let's open up our hips. So we're going to walk our feet together, like super together. Glue those arches together. And once you're there, we're going to send the knees to either side and bring the soles of your feet together. So it's going to be kind of like you're opening up a book. Now, it's okay if your legs don't go out as wide as mine. You can bring a block and place it underneath each of your thighs, again, just to bring the ground up to you for a little extra support. Or if you don't have a block and this is just uncomfortable with your knees up here, press those heels away from your midline, and that'll ease that tension a little bit. So go ahead and play with this pose, see what feels good in your body today. And we're going to take just a few moments here to breathe while we open up our hips. All right, from here, we'll return back to center. Go ahead and place both feet again on the mat, hips distance from each other, and we'll turn over to any side you want. You can turn to the left or the right, whatever feels good to you, and we're going to come up sitting, legs extended out, long and away. Now, again, this next pose that we're going to do is going to stretch out the back of our legs. If this is not comfortable for you, you can use a bolster and a blanket here just to, again, stack the deck and bring it a little bit closer up to you. But if you don't have any of those things, it's okay. All you need is your body. So we're all going to start out, bend those knees a little bit. Keep your heels nice and firm on the mat. Inhale, we'll reach up towards the sky. And then exhale, reach towards your feet. Now you might be able to grab your feet, you might be able to grab a toe, maybe the ankles, maybe just your legs. Wherever you come to, that is perfectly fine. And then maybe in time you work to straighten those legs and come down a little lower into this seated forward fold. Now again, if you can't come down as far as I am, perfectly okay. Don't press it. Only come to where it feels good to you today. Again, we're trying to stretch out the back of our legs, so that's focus more on that feeling than trying to get into a certain shape. And we'll just breathe here. Right after a few moments of breath, we'll go ahead and bring it back up to seated. And then we're gonna make our way to all fours. We're actually gonna come into a downward facing dog. So if you are familiar with downward facing dog, you can go there now. Otherwise, if you're not, come with me and we will do this. My hair's getting a little crazy here. Give me a second. There we go. It's probably gonna get more crazy as this goes on, so that was probably just not needed, but that's all right. All right, so once you're on all fours, you're gonna come into a little tabletop position. Knees are gonna be underneath your hip points. Look down at your hands. If they're directly under your shoulders, just walk them one handprint in front of where they were. Hello, Sam. He's coming to help me with downward facing dog here. All right, and when you're ready, let's tuck our toes under, take a nice big inhale. And then on the exhale, we're gonna press away from the mat. Lift those knees up off the mat. Press back through your heels. Feel a nice big stretch in your legs. And we're in our first downward facing dog. Let those heels grow heavy. They do not have to touch the mat. It's perfectly fine. If you'd like, you can walk your dog a little bit by bending one knee and then the other, just bringing some life into those calves, stretching them out. A little bit of movement for the feet never hurt. If you are walking your dog, go ahead and bring that to stillness. We'll take a few big breaths here. One more big inhale here. Exhale, sigh it out. And when you're ready, look up towards your hands. We're gonna make our way up to the top of the mat. So you can take a few big steps, you can take a few little steps, whatever feels good to you. Keep a slight bend in your knees. And as you inhale, we're gonna come up halfway. Keep a nice flat back. And then as you exhale, let it go. Let your head and arms and neck grow heavy. Again, if this position is a little bit rough for you, you can always use blocks to bring the floor up. If you don't have them, just a nice bend in your knee, or you can have a big bend in your knee, whatever feels good to you. Whatever feels good in your body today. And we'll just hang here and breathe for a moment. Let's take one more big inhale here. And then on your next exhale, we'll slowly start to roll it all the way up until we're standing. You can loop those shoulders up, back and down. We're gonna stand up nice and straight and tall, coming into our mountain pose. Hands down at the side, just looking forward, feet nice and grounded into the mat or the earth beneath you. And we're gonna take a few moments here to breathe. Now, while you're breathing in your mountain pose, we're gonna start flowing after this. So we've completed our low to the ground portion, our slow portion. So now we're gonna start picking it up. So we're gonna go through a sequence called sun salutations. Some of you may have done them before, some of you may not. The first time through, we'll go really slow. And I'll just kind of break everything down for you as we're going through it in case anybody is new here and has not done this before, has no idea what I'm talking about. Second time through, we'll go a little faster, and then we'll go through one more time, and we'll go through that pretty rapidly. So we'll do 3 sun salutations, but we're going to play with the tempos a little bit. So I hope that sounds good. This will wake up your body and get you ready and energized for the rest of the day. Or the rest of the day. If you're practicing this in the morning, this will get you off on the right foot. All right, so we're in our mountain pose. From here, let's go ahead and inhale, lift our arms back up to the sky. And then exhale, slight bend in the knees. Shift those hips back as we forward fold. Come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Take a few breaths here. We've been here before. This is kind of the start of our sequence. Now from here, wherever you're at in your forward fold, make sure your hands are really ground into the mat. And then we're going to step our right leg back. Keep that knee up off the mat. Your left foot should be in a nice 90-degree angle, so just take a quick look at it. Make sure you can see your left big toe. If you can't, push that knee out to the edge of your mat a little bit. And then you're going to radiate your heart forward, feeling some length in your front body. Breathe here. If this is not in your body, you can always lower on to the knee. And then when you're ready, we'll plant our palms, step that left foot back to meet the right, and we're in our first plank of practice. So really press away from the mat. Again, if plank is not for you, you can always lower down to the knee and come into a half plank. Otherwise, really press back through the heels. Look forward, one straight line from tailbone to head. Breathe here. There's only 3 of them this practice, so this is one of 3. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the belly. You can untuck the toes, lower the forehead down. Now make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. Tuck those elbows into your side. And on an inhale, lift up into a little baby cobra. Or if you'd like to grow a little farther, press through the hands, lift up a little higher, coming into a full cobra here. Now, make sure if you're in full cobra, your shoulders aren't coming up by your ears. You really want to pull those shoulder blades down your back as you lift your heart forward. And if you feel any crunchiness in your lower back at all, lower down a little bit. You don't have to come up as high. So breathe here in this nice cobra pose. You'll feel a nice stretch through the front body. And then exhale, we'll lower it all the way back down. Now from here, tuck the toes under, take a nice big breath in. And then exhale, press yourself up into a plank. Take another inhale. And then exhale, we'll lift our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. You can shake your head yes. You can shake it no. You can walk your dog. Take any movement that feels good to you. And then from here, look forward at your hands. We're going to step our left foot in between our hands and we're going to come into a lunge on the opposite side. So before we're on the right, now we're on the left. And actually, let me switch my feet. I'm going to bring my right foot forward, not my left. So if you did the same thing, I apologize. We'll bring our right foot forward, not the left. Look forward. Make sure you're set up. Take some nice big breaths here. And then when you're ready, plant the palms, rock that left foot back and up a little bit, and then we're gonna step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Take some nice big breaths here. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, we'll slowly roll it all the way up until we're standing in our nice, strong mountain pose. Hands at the side. Take some nice big breaths here. So we went through that sun salutation once. We're going to go through it another time, but we're going to go a little faster. Now that you kind of know where we're going. All right, ready for round two? All right, let's go. Inhale, let's reach our arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Take a moment here to breathe. All right, from here, plant the palms. We'll step our right foot back, coming into our low lunge. Take a few breaths. When you're ready, we'll plant the palms, step the left foot back to meet the right, coming into plank, or you can lower to half plank. When you're ready, we'll lower all the way down to the mat. And on your next inhale, come up to your version of cobra. Take a few breaths here. Exhale, lower down. From here, I'll meet you in downward facing dog for a couple breaths. All right, from here, let's step the right foot up into our low lunge on this other side. Look forward, heart lifted, chest lifted, breathe. And then from here, we'll rock that left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold and breathe. On your next exhale, slowly roll it all the way up. And we'll return to our mountain pose. All right, this is the last time through and we're gonna go through it pretty fast, so this is gonna build up some heat. So when you're ready, inhale, let's reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. From here, we'll step the right foot back, coming into our nice low lunge. When you're ready, plant the palms. We'll step the left foot back, coming into plank. On your exhale, lower down to the belly. Inhale, we'll rise up to cobra. Exhale, lower it back down. Inhale, I'll meet you in downward facing dog. From here, we'll step the right foot up, coming into that low lunge on the other side. Take a breath. And when you're ready, we'll step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, come up halfway, forward fold. Exhale, let it go. On your next exhale, slowly roll it all the way up. And we'll take a moment here in this final mountain pose just to ground. Take some nice deep breaths so you can stay in this mountain pose with your eyes closed if you'd like. If you would like to come to a seat, you can. I did pull a card for today's practice, so I just want to read that before we conclude. So the card that I pulled today is Giraffe Spirit, and its message is to see the big picture. Giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops and look down from a high vantage point. When Giraffe Spirit appears, it is a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it's time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view. Open your eyes to what others are seeing or are experiencing and see the big picture that you fit into. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, you don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances. So stretch yourself. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level, and know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. Spirit will bestow upon you a new perspective that might make all the difference. I thought that was a very nice message for today's class. So if you're still in mountain, you can stay there. I want to thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. Those of you on the live, thank you very much. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate them, even though I can't always see them. This practice will be on my YouTube channel later on. It will definitely be up there by next week. If you want to follow me on TikTok where I'm doing this live, I'll put an announcement on there. Otherwise, I have links in my bio for Instagram where I announce when they're up and running. And then I also have a channel on YouTube, and if you subscribe to me there, it'll tell you as soon as I get this uploaded. But again, you can come back to this practice and do it in the morning, and that'll set your day up just to have a good energetic day and to start off on the right foot. Again, this is beginner friendly, but I just want to say I appreciate you. I will be back next week with a brand new practice. So if you're interested in joining, I'm more than happy to have you. Otherwise, if this time doesn't work out for you, again, I have the YouTube channel. All my practices are there, so you're more than welcome to go check that out and play with some different ones. If you are watching the replay of this on YouTube, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions or comments, you can always leave them below once I get this posted. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day and week. Namaste.